Welcome back, lords and ladies, to another Strong Arms and Swift Steel Hot Seat number 2. And last time we left off with high hopes and shooting for the stars when I figured out that we're not going to be shooting as high as we once thought of. Because both of these forts are unbribable. Because they both have princesses in them. At least Karstark and probably Sansa Stark. God. But these are both shot. This idea is dead for the time being, at least until an actual Stark player comes around and uses one of those princesses and moves them out and forgets to, put them back in the fort. Then I might have a chance to, have this guy bribe this one. It has to be this one, otherwise we don't have nothing. So when the admin stops subbing them, we'll have a chance at taking Riverrun, but for the time being we have to cease and desist. So they called my bluff here. I don't have the strength nor a night fighter to, come at them. And I tested because I felt guilty I didn't throw Davin over there. No, Davin was still not in range. He was literally a tile short of being in range of the zone of control of the fort, so he wasn't going to be able to night fighter that battle. So, as it is, I wanted to move for Golden Grove. I cannot, unfortunately, so I won't be. What I have to do, actually, or what I did, this took me a long time, but I still did it. And I didn't do it with Lionel, I did it with a captain named Monterese. And half the time it would be a clear victory or a victory of any sort. So bear that in mind. I'll show you the actual finished general because he's a lot better than that. The main thing is we throw Lorch about Master Lorch. About 2 units, throw you there, grab you. Stafford goes there. We throw Lorch there because I was afraid that Loras had enough movement range to get to my general here. Because the thing is, we have to run away. We have to fight by running away. So 1, 2, 3. This is where our fort will be. And I tested Loras' movement because he's got 20% movement. He is literally able to get to about right there or there. One of those 2 tiles. About arcing about right here from this corner up to there. So, in mind of that, we sit about right there, just to be safe. Now they can continue moving forward, knowing that they are safe because they have a stronger army. Now if they do so, this guy, who's a night fighter, and I'll show you what his stats are, is able to thwart that, and that's why I need to block him off so he doesn't know that. And hopefully the new Renly player comes back, so then, he doesn't see that. Of course, the new guy I got is like a 4-star general, so he might realize something's up. So I end up throwing all those guys in there and finally break down because this unit, the cavalry unit's upkeeps are just killing me. They're killing my coffers. I'm bleeding gold, and it's not pretty. So I end up tossing that unit down there. They'll be in range of most of my stuff. Probably all of these except for that fort, which would be fine. Maybe more. I don't know. Either way, Stannis is still here, which is why my coffers still hurt. And this is from Captainnorway. You're damn lucky I forgot about siege equipment last turn. I'll have you guys know, even if I had moved Kevin over here, I don't know if he would have had enough movement, granted, but say I moved him right about there, and I forted up. I couldn't afford it up, for one, because I was really hurting for forts, too. If I would have thrown him in Maidenpool, it would have been better. Okay, well I throw him, he would have been out of range. Maybe just him and his cav could have started the fight. Yes, that's true. At the same time, I just didn't realize it because I was banking on the fact that you know, you just assume, and I didn't look. I didn't look that hard at it. So I felt kind of stupid, and it was a dumb decision. I almost decided to break a lot of my buildings and start building ships this turn, but I decided against it. Because next turn we'll be losing that army, and that will forego breaking a lot of buildings. Because the longer we have those buildings, the longer we have insurance that we're always able to do something. I broke just this blacksmith so then I could build 2 units of levy spearmen because we had to fill up this fort, and this army will be dwindling. The idea is throw Stafford back over to Hornvale, throw these militia back into Silverhill, and move forward. I was told by the admin that he will move this fleet so that I can destroy that army. Hopefully he doesn't move the army with the fleet, but you never know. So I throw you somewhere like right there. I don't know. So in light of being out of range, for sure out of River Run, I'm going to move 1 tile down. And that's that. Also, I have another rebel army here, but in lieu of attempting to be within, or not being late of the turn, I decided to not try and get the perfect general with Night Fighter, Confident Attacker, and Drill Master. So I didn't take forever. I threw that down there just to make it look like I was recruiting a ship, which I was definitely not. Because I'll show you guys, but they have 2 sailors here and another 2 sailors here. And the main fleet is down here, which begs the question, where the hell is the other army? So I don't know where the other army is. I've scouted to about this line. You know, down to about there. So I scouted all that, except for like farther down with Elwood Mallory, which I probably should have done, just to scout this entire bit. But now that you guys have seen it, I didn't see anything, and I looked through all the trees just in case they were trying to hide something really close to home. I did not see it. So I left Craycall as is and Davin as is. This guy tossed over there, and that's about it. Any other stuff I'll show you guys in a moment. Alright, so we're back. Nothing changed over here. I threw 3 spearmen in here just for free upkeep because I took them away from free upkeep. So we're making 400 more gold than we had. We'll be making another 3 grand over there, plus another about 150, 300, 400 gold for these guys being dead. And by having somebody in here, he'll get the lordship of Horn... Oh no, wait, that's not Hornvale, shit. Well, when I throw him back into Hornvale, then he'll get that ancillary, hopefully. Unless the game is shit, because I've noticed in some they don't really care about that so much. Like, if a character already starts with the lordship ancillary, they don't care about the mechanic to make it spawn and generate. So then some modders neglect that aspect, and that really annoys me whenever it comes to a hot seat like this. And I have not dug around in the files to make sure whether it's there or not, so I couldn't tell you guys. I would hope so, because it happened for Oakheart, possibly. I don't know. Either way, things generally stayed the same over here, just, you know, getting them up to silver armor. I only recruited 2 units of spearmen. That's pretty much all I could recruit without destroying more buildings. Tossed him there. I kept Tywin moving that way in hopes that the new Stark player does something stupid. Hopefully. Oh, Monterey's, and his last name is Clegane, yes. I shit you guys not. I literally got every single unit out like this just to look at what kind of first name and last name they'd have. I tested a lot of first name and last names, and I just decided the 3rd guy, this was the third guy to get, was the best. So we just went with Clegane. So he's got 4 stars command, drill master, skilled bureaucrat, night fighter, and he's smart. And loyal too. And religious. So, yeah. But bear in mind, I quick loaded and quick saved this rebel battle like, oh god. Enough to make the mod crash 2 or 3 times, and you have to do a quick battle and exit out of the quick battle every time so then the mod doesn't crash when you just start or load a campaign save. So imagine doing that just for this one damn general. But I needed a night fighter super badly over here, and Tywin is not in range of this in 2 turns, so yeah, he would have been no use over here. Besides, Monterey's is a decent enough general. I would throw Merlin somewhere else, but he's really making the dough for us without Tywin having to stay, so I kind of need him to stay there. Otherwise, these guys are just in range of Golden Grove, should they leave it untended. Of course, they should see that, or see me as they're in range of this if they scout. So they shouldn't leave too far. Or maybe they'll just recruit more men and have some reinforcements. I don't know. A lot of stuff is possible. This Hotseat really, because I'm trying my hardest like it's a tournament even though it's not. I'm really trying, but that also really forces a lot of stress on me, so ugh. Either way, I'm up to 10 forts because 2 forts were under siege, and I asked the admin, he said it was okay because Stannis forgot to take that one, and I really needed him to just take that one so I could have another fort, which he forgot to do. So that kind of screwed me up. And it screwed my finances up too. But I feel like he's not gonna go for Maidenpool any longer because he's got the idea where you could flank around with ships. He's got that underway. So I almost feel as though he's going for the go around, which would be interesting. He's got just enough range to get to about there, and somewhere around this area. So he could fort there, which is kind of where I need to fort in order to be safe. Because I get there and just imagine he's one tile down. So if I forted right there, it'd be perfect because they'd be in range of both. But if he forts just the top of that, it would screw me up. But I would definitely fort around him and block him in just because it would annoy the crap out of him. And I don't care if he would take Rosby or anything else with his other stack, I would so do that. His other stack, because I'm assuming his other stack would take it, unless he doesn't, then he would have a little bit more movement, but otherwise he gets to this spot right here. If you land him. If you don't land him, he'd probably get another 2 or 3 tiles farther, and then he'd stop. So I really need them to kill that fort off. I'll make a fort here or wherever I can to really block this hole or this gap. This one can go over there, so then we block that one. God. Defending the crown lands until the end, damn it. I don't care how many damn people we lose. These are our lands. And then I'll just use these 2 stacks to block this whole damn place. And I'll destroy Harrenhal and King's Landing's smiths. Good thing it's not like 3rd Age where it affects the income slightly, depending on what kind of blacksmith you have. So it's really good that it's not like that. So kill them off, get a little bit more income for Faircastle not being under siege, which would be nice. Lose a few troops via leftward and also get him upgraded. Also, it seems like nobody understands logistics, so hopefully Tywin or somebody good gets it. Even if Clegane got it, that'd be great. You know, comes out of the gate plus 15, comes out of the gate with another 10%. Heck yeah, that'd be nice. Otherwise, we'll stick with Balon and his energetic, and it doesn't say, but understands logistics. That's one annoying bug about this game, is that sometimes it does not say, so I was second guessing myself as soon as he got that trait. I'm like, where to go? I don't know. So yes, that is our current standing in Westeros. As it is, I have not seen any. Ooh, there's some troop recruitment over here. I did not really look at that because I was just sad. I was really sad, like in our dire affairs. Like everything seems fine. We're holding steady at our current region or region height, but it just makes me sad. At the same time, I want to point out it's really good that Stannis forgot about this because his finances are just as bad as mine, except he has enough to keep recruiting. Well, not at Stone Dance, but the other places he's got enough to, get another unit or so. Ducks, ducks, ducks. Also, I can toss my ship out here, but it's not really of any use. Oh, it's just crappy troops. That's fine. Probably throwing some of the men from this fort over there. Oh, I could show you guys the contents of the armies again. Yeah, he doesn't have any of those crappy troops in there, so most of them went here, or Rook's Rest. This is where they threw that Waters guy. Not a very good adoption, but Monterey's was a very good diamond in the rough for the Stannis faction, so good job, Cap. Way to get the diamond in the rough because, ooh, I had to quick save and quick load 100 times probably just to get a decent guy. But I did get a Night Fighter and a Drill Master separately via Tywin. So also, Tyrion was the one who got Monterey's. So also, I'm able to get another general over here, but I want to take that time next turn, not this time. Like I said, turn time was already going over. I didn't want to procrastinate any farther. As soon as we're done with this siege, I'm going to have to move my sailor away again. And I'm out of sailors, so that's a thing. I might have to recruit 2 sailors next turn with all the extra money, because I can't focus on recruiting any more ships in King's Landing. What I need to focus on is land defense, and then after I have this defense solid on land, then I can focus on building more troops. I mean more ships, gosh. Because they outclass me in ships easily, and I should have just realized that in the beginning. Well, actually I did. I just threw away a lot of money in ships on the first turn. But enough of that. I just want to say thank you all for sticking around this long and listening to my strategic babble, and I will see you in the next turn. Hopefully, Wallace Lannister saves us all. And Marcella. But Joffrey's gonna die, so be happy, and Lancel's dead, sadly. And Tyrek, my favorite character, well, one of them, is dead as well. Oh well. Thanks everybody, I'll see you next time. Very night out.